Hello, I'm Steve Monkey Mason, and I'm back with Mr. Lubo Carl himself. Hello, Carl.
Hey, yo.
And for the very first time officially, fuck you and fuck everybody, the one and only David Sluggy Johnson is joining us today.
And fuck the Goonies, whilst we're at it.
Right, so he's the guy who hasn't seen the Goonies, but he's willing to join us and replace Paul Ray today, because Paul Ray is away. For Last Action Hero, we're about to press play, in 3, 2, 1.
Whoa, hang on. Whoa.
What?
Do we go on one or do we go on go?
Oh, fuck off with Lethal Weapon, man. Come on.
No, I'm serious. Like, how do we do this? Do we go on go? You go 3, 2, 1, and press.
False start.
So is that the...
I mean, this isn't like ejaculating. Come on, right? Are you ready? So I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, and then press play. Ready?
Right.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, play. Are we all right? Have we got the lamp?
I've got the lovely lady with the lamp. Yep, she's coming in now.
I always remember her from the Ghostbusters being creepy as shit, and I always thought she was letting the ghosts out. Like, whoa.
Columbia's just popped up.
What do you mean Columbia's just popped up?
Well, sorry, it's just fading away.
Alright, okay.
Yeah, I've got 22, 23, 24.
Best ever intro for
Yes.
Columbia Pictures is Bad Boys, when it's like din 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 din. It's just fucking class, like. Okay, so we're watching Last Action Hero. This is directed by John McTiernan, obviously rejoining Arnold Schwarzenegger and him from The Predator, and a movie that really like sort of hits the whole 80s action genre on its head. Marketed as fuck. I actually still have one of the action figures unopened, believe it or not.
Nice. Cool. Who was it? Arnie?
Yeah, it's Arnie as Hamlet.
Jack Slater.
It's Jack Slater.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah, that's him from The Truman Show.
it is. Great character in this as well. Awesome. That proper cliche cheat just screaming. Love it. Yeah.
Well, one of the funniest things about that guy is, I'm not sure what his name is, but in Batteries Not Included, he never speaks. But in this, he screams his head off.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a body.
Going over the building.
Doing a Jeff Hardy.
What I found interesting about this one as well is that it was quite down the wire when it came to release. So apparently they were actually still filming this up until the week of the movie going into theatres, which makes you wonder.
Imagine.
Imagine that happening now. Like if we get like us getting Avengers coming out, like we only filmed this a week ago. Like imagine that, man. Like
well, the closest one you've got is Black Panther. I mean, that is a really good film, but it's massive critique. It's at the final scene looks a little bit cartoonish, and apparently it was all because they needed to get that out to a due time because they knew they were following up with Infinity War.
But you've got to remember when they brought this out, though. When they brought this out, this would have been on a reel. So this is obviously one of the things that this would have been out in America maybe a year before it even came to the UK, because obviously it would have been on film reel. Tina Turner, we don't need another hero.
Who's he though? Oh no, it's not him. There's another guy in the background. I'm sure like a famous person. I think it's one of those, Mason. We get one of those films where it's going to be a lot of people in the background that we recognise.
Oh, there's fucking loads of cameos in this. This is like cameo shit. He's a couple of acres. We've also done Running Man as well. That's another Arnold Schwarzenegger one we've done.
Now, can you remember your thoughts on this right now? Because let's be honest, right? We don't know yet, spoiler alert, that this is not actually the film. And the idea is, I mean, the kick in the nuts and having him levitate like a couple of yards up, one thing. But the fact that he just single-handedly crushed the radio with his hand, can you remember like having thoughts on that, like thinking that's a little far-fetched, or are they going to go really silly with it?
Well,
not really, because to me Arnold was always that superhero, and especially after seeing the Terminator before this, like he could do that. Why is the Ripper though sat with a bunch of kids? Is the Ripper a pro wrestler now, or?
I mean,
hashtag speaking out.
Oh, That's one thing I did. I forgot to mention that Sluggy's a massive wrestling fan.
No, I fucking hate pro wrestling, right?
Right.
Let's just say it's a love-hate relationship that he has with pro wrestling.
But again, he's
Like,
I remember when this came out, you're coming off the era of like Dick Tracy movies and stuff like that, and they were tiptoeing around comic books, and this is a law of its own, like, but this was like so made for kids when it comes to the toys and the marketing. I mean, the Blu-ray cover is absolutely shit compared to the original artwork of them busting out the screens and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And the Blu-ray's got fuck all extra. It's a fucking flat ass fucking Blu-ray release. It's got fuck all on it.
The only good thing is the one I actually missed out on is that it did release quite a sweet-looking steelbook. I remember that being quite a nice looking, and it obviously was very popular because it's now like out of production. But what else I was thinking I'm forgetting his name now. The Ripper.
Oh, he's in loads. He's
a bunch of stuff, but I'm just trying to think. There's something that's kind of.
He's the baddie in RoboCop 2. He's Kane.
Oh, Kane, that's the one I'm thinking of, man. Because I watched that not long after we watched the first one. Tom Noonan, that's the name. Yeah.
Fucking creepy eyes, that.
I mean, he's got the look of a villain, though, hasn't he? Even on his own. I mean, I'm looking at his IMDb picture and, like, yeah, he just looks like Kane from RoboCop.
A lot of people, when I remember as a kid, thought it was the same kid from Jurassic Park. But it's not.
I could see that, like.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely isn't, but how cool would that be, though, if it was?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
considering this failed because of Jurassic Park, you know.
Well, that's it. Jurassic Park and Schindler's List completely just destroyed the 90s for all 93 for any films.
Yeah.
Like awards or like no one had a look in, like, so again, like, I mean, we've talked about this before, Carl, like Stallone had a bit of a dip at this point, but Schwarzenegger was smart enough to go, nah, I need to evolve in some way, and this is a proper hybrid of action and the likes of Kindergarten Cop and Twins that had been hits.
But that's why I always say that Arnie, if you're going to compare them both together, Arnie was always the better businessman because he single-handedly tricked Stallone into taking Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. He knew what he was reading and he knew what he wanted to do, and he knew exactly if he didn't do it, Stallone would do it. So I think there was always quite a tricksy business mind going on there with him. But absolutely, I mean, like I said, I should also mention, Mason, I'm really shocked that you haven't, but the Ripper also appeared in the X-Files.
Well, you know, I mean, I'm holding a few out there, but yeah.
Yeah, Sluggy, every time we watch a film, there's a good chance that Mason will go, oh, that's him from the X-Files.
Right, now, Austin...
You know, here's a little bit of trivia. This guy here, do you know which character he was originally meant to be?
Who, the old man?
Because they refer to him, and this is Old Nick, right?
Oh, so he's meant to be himself?
No, he was meant to be the devil originally, because Old Nick is British for the devil. And he was supposed to be the devil, and that's how he got like this ticket and everything.
No, it's fun.
Yeah, but the idea was Nick's. So
I mean, he's been around for years, but doesn't look like his age because he looks exactly the same he does in Christine.
Yeah, he looks the same in Miss Doubtfire as well. Like he's the same in everything he's in.
Austin O'Brien, who plays the kid though, was famous for Lawnmower Man. Came in, I think My Girl 2 he was in. This was his big hit.
Yeah.
He came back for Lawnmower Man 2, and that's it. I haven't fucking seen him in anything since.
I've not seen him in anything. I don't know what he's done. So
he's done a whole Fred Savage, hasn't he? Just disappeared.
I'll have a little look, but he probably is. He could actually be this guy who just decided not to be an actor. You know what I mean? These teenagers in the 90s, a lot of them were like, you know, circumstantial roles. They just happened to be in the right time, right place.
He was in My Girl 2.
Yeah, My Girl 2, aye. Well, there's a few of them.
What's
I mean,
his
look,
name again?
Austin O'Brien.
He's pretty low down on the bloody IMDb list.
Yeah, they do it in order, I believe. He was in an episode of Bones as well.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He was in Apollo 13, apparently. Didn't know that.
It's been a long time since I've seen Apollo 13. I just don't believe in the moon landing. Sorry.
Honestly, mate, I'm with you.
I believe in the moon landing. I just don't believe in Tom Hanks. And she was in 101 Dalmatians as well.
Oh,
Teacher.
I
mean that.
reminds me of Murder, She Wrote,
What does it? Fuck.
randomly.
This is like my favourite scene in the movie, the Macbeth.
I
This is
love
awesome.
the colour. I love the fact that it's like noir, but like the guns are
Yeah.
like in like colour. I mean, for the 90s,
Yeah.
it's such a fucking amazing thing.
I'm sure the cigar is colour as well, like when he's smoking the cigar, like the flames on that. I'm sure that's colourful as well. Like, this is fucking
To
great.
be.
Here we go. Don't talk, just do it.
It's got a lush blue tint to it, like. It's class that, like the fire in the cigar.
And then it's drinking on the light. Yeah, that's awesome. You killed my father. Fucking through the window. Get in.
This is the action figure I've still got, and it's still sealed. I've actually got the movie book, but it's every time you open a page, it just comes off. Like it's like no, it's falling to bits.
Too bad, Joe.
My mate has a Benedict figure that he was wanting to get signed, but like Charles Dance cancels every Comic Con that he does. Like, it's impossible to meet the guy. He cancels everything. Like, he's up there with Ron Coleman for that shit.
Or not to be.
Not to be. Yeah.
Just to verify, Alison O'Brien did his last job was a TV short series, and he's only down as the pilot, and that was 2015. He's obviously must have retired.
You'd probably get him on the cons or something like.
Oh, absolutely. But I was going to ask you actually, because I know, like, look, I know you're a big fan of this, and I know you are, Miss. Because of the satire, because of the fact that it can kind of get away with pretty much anything, do you think today it could warrant a sequel?
I would love, like I've said this for years, I would love a Last Action Hero sequel. I even remember, I don't know if you've seen this, a few years ago, Arnie teased a sequel where he went outside just in public dressed as Jack Slater.
Really? I think I might have seen a picture of that, yeah.
Posted on Facebook and Instagram and everything. I just remember seeing that. I was like, holy fuck, like, we're getting a sequel, and it wasn't, and I was so disappointed.
I think with
I just think
Schwarzenegger,
it would work.
I mean, this film's the same as Big Trouble in Little China. You'll get that one film from a decade that can warrant having a sequel years later and be believable because of its fairy tale imagination.
Yeah.
I mean, Schwarzenegger, like, you know what I mean? That Iron Mask just came out 2 weeks ago. The weird one with Jackie Chan.
Oh, yeah, that looks awful.
So, like, he's kind of... If he didn't... I think if Schwarzenegger wasn't pulled back into the Terminator every fucking couple of years and just stayed out of that and revisit some of the older franchises, he'd probably have more success.
Yeah. I don't know how they haven't done a sequel to this. Like, I really don't. Like, this like a perfect movie in my opinion.
Well, John McTiernan a weird one. John McTiernan a weird one because, like, he hasn't directed much, but, like, he came back to direct Die Hard with a Vengeance after, like, cashing out of number 2, you know what I mean? I mean, he was a great director, but when you listen to him on a commentary, he can't even fucking remember making The Predator.
Right, yeah.
Oh, at the
Wait, did
time.
you know that the director of Back to the Future was originally lined up to direct this?
What's Zemeckis?
But shit went south for whatever reason, and it didn't happen.
Well, Zemeckis is always playing hardball. I remember this in the commentary recently for Back to the Future, and they said when they were making 2 and 3, they went to try and play hardball to renegotiate the contracts after the success of the first one, and they were like, "Nah, you're doing it. Deal with it." Oh, this is dead creepy, like.
Yeah, I remember being quite afraid of this scene as a kid, like when I was watching when I was dead young. But
Yeah.
He's kind of like the muggers at the start of Batman. You know, that strung out fucking deep-eyed fucking creep.
yeah,
Yeah.
What is this shit? You got no TV.
The line is a shit TV that'll get me about $20. Go fish. That's the line. Just so we're clear.
A lot happens though, like from her mum going out to him getting there in time.
Yeah. You got junk. A shit TV that'll get me $20. There we go.
Go fish.
Go fish.
But again, setting it up that he does have a key. Do you know what this film's a bit like? It's a bit like Roger Rabbit, isn't it?
Yeah. It can totally live in this universe, yeah.
Screaming Mini. Surprised they didn't put something a bit more obvious on that fucking billboard.
I know, you think, yeah, they would have gone with definitely something.
I mean,
I don't have done that because it's like a failing theatre, so they haven't really got anything big, you know. So
you gotta love that kind of theatre, though.
oh
yeah.
yeah.
I don't think it would be like quite a niche thing to have, really, if you had like a cinema that would just play film reel, and it would just be like classics and stuff like that.
That's what the not the Time Mouth. Was it the Time Mouth?
Tyneside.
Yeah.
That died. Yeah.
Well, that is a proper theatre, but like I say, I think I might have seen, funny enough, the only kind of modernised kind of film that I've seen was actually the first Star Trek film. Well, the first kind of reboot they did a few years ago. To be honest with you, it is a lovely place, mine, but it does kind of niche itself into playing, you know, kind of a bit more obscure things.
I mean, I always remember the one in Concert Man. Halfway through the film, the fucking ice cream woman will come down, put this fucking beaming light on, and you're like, "What the fuck, man?" And then the queue will be fucking ages.
Well, listen, when it happens, mate, I've got a 1950 cinema at work. You know, we'll be selling you a chuck ice. You know, it'll be exactly how it used to be. So 1950s classics. We'll even show a Rear Window for you.
Oh, that's a fucking amazing movie.
That's definitely on the list of ones that we want to do.
This is really dark, isn't it, though, considering, I mean, he just looks like he's just black-faced there, man. I mean, fuck me, you can't even see him.
Well, I wonder if it's what they were intending to do, so that once we got into the world of the film, that it was supposed to be a bit more make-believe, a little bit more like...
it's very bright and very colorful when they get into the movie, isn't it?
Yeah, they want to really make it look like you're not going to be able to mistake the two worlds.
You know what's interesting about this? You know how like this ticket supposedly comes from Houdini?
Yeah.
So in reality, Houdini didn't believe in the supernatural or any sort of power. He actually spent a lot of his time trying to debunk supernatural and power. And everything he did was just like sleight of hand and like eye tricks and all that sort of stuff.
I mean, yeah, because I imagine he's probably flipping in his grave these days because people use Houdini and everything.
Yeah.
To kind of the gimmick it, whereas he was like an actual artist when it comes down to what he did.
He's no Burt Wonderstone, like, no matter what he fucking says.
What was Jim Carrey's name in that? Because he played a fucking flipped out character in that film.
Oh, it was something like Mind Ripper, wasn't it?
Something stupid like that.
Mind Rape. It was was it not Mind Rape?
But it's like a terrible film, but I still cannot not laugh at the bit where he's doing the whole I'm gonna drill into my temple as a trick. Just like, what the fuck?
Which movie's that? Like, you've mentioned Jim Carrey, and I don't think I've seen it. Like, I've seen quite a lot of Jim Carrey.
It's called Burt Wonderstone. It's Stephen Carroll.
Steve Buscemi.
He played Steve Buscemi in it as well. It's kind of like, it is an awful film in the ground of it. You probably won't watch it and think, oh, it's brilliant. But Jim Carrey's kind of like...
It's Chris Angel.
What he's done recently, this is the first time he kind of comes out and goes a little bit out there again. You know, he's really pushing the Ace Ventura kind of tone.
Yeah.
There's that Columbia woman I was on about, letting her look at the ghosts.
Yeah. This is how the film should have started, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah. This is an awesome opener. Like, this is great.
This should be the bit where, when you're watching IMAX film at the cinema, and it starts to take you through all the loops and that, this should be this bit.
Soundtrack as well.
Oh, it's an amazing soundtrack. I think AC/DC wrote a song for this.
They did. It's a Big Gun. Arnold
Big
approached
Gun, right?
the band and asked them to write it. Yeah, like this song
Yeah.
was done exclusively for the movie.
Oh, that fucking house, man.
And a proper Miami style. Well, it's LA in it, I suppose. Yeah. So,
Number one.
I think one of the things I really appreciated when I was younger watching this was it was essentially a spoof on top of a spoof, because literally everything about Jack Slater is just the Simpsons Wolf Castle, is it? For the Wolf Castle, call him? Yeah, so it literally is saying, oh, you can take the piss out of Arnie, but we'll do it right back around. So they literally just created Wolf Castle in real life, and I thought it was brilliant.
That's why a lot of like die-hard Arnie fans don't like this movie, because it's too much of a spoof of himself, and they didn't really rate it. So,
but that's why he picked it, though, didn't he? He loved the script. Apparently, he loved how funny and how satire it was. So, I think that's what works so well, is that Arnie's on set and he understands what the film's trying to do. You know, he's not like a dumb, meathead who thinks he's in a cool action film. He knows it's taking the piss out of himself.
This was his first producing credit as well, wasn't it?
I don't know. I believe so.
I'm sure this was Arnie's first producing credit. Like, I'm more than certain.
Charles Dance was a big year for him because he was in Aliens 3 that year as well, wasn't he?
Yes.
You know that Charles Dance took the piss out of himself in an interview as well, because it was originally, I believe, Alan Rickman that was lined up to play that. Timothy Dalton was also into it, but Alan Rickman wasn't offered enough money for it, so he stepped down. And in an interview, Charles Dance wore a T-shirt saying, "I'm cheaper than Alan Rickman."
Well, Charles Dance was sort of, you know what I mean, he was making, but he sort of he hit big with this, but then about 2 years later, he's in a film called Space Truckers, and he's got a robotic penis, and you think, come on, take yourself a bit serious.
He's mint in this, so he's a great actor.
Oh, I mean, he's worked well. I mean, he's in the new Ghostbusters, he's in Game of Thrones, he's in new Godzilla movies, you know what I mean? He's definitely a go-to actor.
I'm not a Game of Thrones fan, but he's an awesome actor, though, and especially in this, he's great.
Wasn't he a big, no, was he one of the bad guys in Underworld? Am I thinking of someone else?
No, I know who you're thinking of, but he looks a bit like him. He's got the same sort of hair and beard and everything, but no, I don't think it's him.
I've honestly not seen any of the Underworld films. I really should, because I love that kind of premise. I just never got around to watching them. I think I might have to binge them one day just to.
1 and 2.
It's a 4 or something altogether.
5.
A 4 or 5 now, I think. You can stop after 1 and 2, mate. To be fair,
really?
It's not worth going any further than that.
I think that's what I might have been scared off from. I think it was kind of the premise that someone was saying, "Oh, it gets a bit silly, gets a little bit out of what it was supposed to be." But I am willing to give any to watch these days.
Here we go. We're just about to watch.
It's my second favourite cousin.
Yeah. Second cousin Frank. Yeah.
This is a fucking big ass explosion. I mean, it would all be CGI now. I mean, there's a couple of bits of CGI later on that haven't aged well, but this stunt.
Hang on, you can't tell me that cat's CGI, damn it. That's real.
No, I'm not talking about the cat. The cat's obviously real, but I'm on about it's when the truck goes flying across in the background.
Oh yeah.
So, given that we just talked about the stunts and stuff like that, I'll take the Paul Railroad here and say that the box office budget for this was $85 million.
Fuck me, that's loads of money.
Worldwide, it came out at 137, and maybe it's just under $500,000. So it made its money, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about advertisement, because this film was really heavy advertised, wasn't it?
Where the kid rate the toys?
It was crazy advertised,
so
I don't remember a game for it.
There was 7 video games for it.
Oh, okay. I'm out of here.
Yeah, mate, come on, do your research.
I don't remember the game.
Yeah, goddamn it. You know.
I remember one of them. I vaguely remember one of them, but I would never have said 7.
I think one was for the Mega Drive. That had a couple of Game Boy ones. Probably a SNES one. You know.
Well, it's made for it, and I suppose when you look at it, I wouldn't be shocked that it's 7. The whole premise is made to be a video game.
Yeah.
Well, Schwarzenegger at this point has come off Terminator 2, man. He's fucking licensed to print money at this point.
Yeah, he's Dwayne Johnson level at this time, isn't he?
Look at that, man. Boom.
I know we can't hear it because we're watching with no volume, but when the black cop says 2 days to retirement, spoofing Lethal Weapon, you can actually hear the Lethal Weapon theme music.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to have a listen forward. 2 days to retirement.
Now, just because you brought his name up there, I'll say something, and I'm interested what you think.
The saxophone cue.
I think that I think he's still got a lot of time, but do we think that The Rock has now peaked as an action star?
I think his next big thing is going to become president. I really do. I can see him doing movies for a few more years, and then he's going to become president. Absolutely.
The Skyscraper was okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was the modern equivalent of Die Hard, but it wasn't so bad that I couldn't watch it again. But you can tell he's starting to stretch his kind of ability of what he is. He's just kind of an action star. But then, again, although I will say I would watch it, but he's got one coming up with Emily Blunt. But to be honest with you, if you watch the trailer, it just looked like it could be Jumanji. So I'm thinking, are you just going to do the same role now? Because
I was just about to say I lost faith in him when he did that horrible Jumanji movie. I'm not a fan at all.
There's Ali Long.
The first one, but the second one really just lost it.
I didn't even watch it. It's not Robin Williams. Obviously, I grew up with that. Nah, not for me.
I think with the first one, it kind of did enough to make fun of itself, while having a pretty okay story. But then walking into the second one, knowing fine well that it wasn't going to be as good, it just felt like a lot of it was either rehashed from what they had just literally just done in the last film, or that it was just so unoriginal that it was just it's boring. You know, you've got to, man, for God's sake, that should never be a boring concept.
The thing that kind of got me with it is where they see the thing, and it's Alan Parrish was here, and it was a big tree house. When he came out of that jungle, there's no chance he was ever in a treehouse in that jungle. He was in the darkest, deepest depths of the jungle.
Get off the Jumanji, fuckers. We're on a car chase because if you recognise the guy driving the truck, that's the fucking crazy guy from Predator 2, and Ali Long is on the top. There's Ali Long on the right there.
Well, of course, Ali Long's in it. He did everything.
This was that Asian guy's last movie as well, I think.
Who's Asian?
God, what's his name? Fuck. Can't remember.
What, the one with the long black hair?
Yeah.
That's Ali Long.
Yeah, the only Asian dude in the truck.
No, he's alive.
I didn't see he was dead. I didn't see he was dead. I thought this was his last movie. Oh, here we go. Favorite line in the movie.
Oh, I love it.
Boom, ice cream cone. Ice that guy. There we go. Brilliant.
So
I do with that ice cream cone.
After hearing that, I can honestly see him doing amazing at someone like Mr. Freeze in the Batman series. Just gonna put it out there for you boys.
That's a shame we never got to see that happen, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's some crazy indie movie, but I don't think it ever took off.
This is a go-to Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is a throwback to Twins, this, isn't it? The two wheel car trick.
Yeah.
Putting dynamite out with his bare hands, man,
Fuck that, man.
I'm gonna say there was
MP3 player? Minidisc player?
Who used to stuff the cigarettes out, and I could never understand that. Say, why don't you use your fingers to stub a cigarette out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's screaming action all over, and it's the minigun coming out the side of.
Yeah. Minigun,
Jeez. Way fuck off.
Is this the same location as Terminator 2?
I was just about to say this is a reference to Terminator 2. Yeah.
It's the same location as Limp Bizkit's Gold Cobra video.
Almost.
No, he's someone I'd ask if he's still alive. I know he is, but he's gone off the radar a little bit. Like.
Who, Fred is?
Aye.
He's just directed a film with John Travolta, hasn't he?
Oh, is that the really awful one? I don't know what it is, but someone just posted about John Travolta's recent film, and apparently it's horrendous. Worthy enough to say that he should literally just retire now.
A little bit of marketing for that era.
That paid half the budget, that fucking advertisement there.
Yeah.
This bit here has not aged well. Look. Boom. Just nah.
Yeah.
Well, it's always going to be your gripe with CGI fire, isn't it, Mason?
I hate CGI fire.
Such a fucking good movie, man.
I tell you what, though, Van Damme in this film.
Yeah.
Van Damme is. He's on the Hollywood press thing at the end.
That's why I was getting loads of shit off Dan Percy, because like with Van Damme, I'd bought this and I'd watched it and I was like, oh well, I'll just chuck it in the good, the bad, and the what the fuck series. And Dan Percy's like, Van Damme's not in Last Action Hero. I was like, yeah, he is.
I don't remember that at all. Like, I probably will when I see it, but
there's fucking loads. Damon Wayans, James Belushi. This film's got loads of. Yeah. Oh look, Acme Storage as well. That's a nice little joke.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito as a voice.
Stop spoiling the cameos.
He's called Whiskers. I'm assuming it's not a main character.
It's a real cat.
Yeah, it's a real cat. Exactly like the argument I've just had. I bet you didn't know though that that cat later rose to fame when he voiced a character called Danny DeVito in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Hey.
Yeah, like that cat's
so you just binged all that, haven't you, Sluggy?
Yeah, the great show. Offensive as fuck. I can't say enough good things about it. Like, but don't watch it on Netflix though, because they've taken some episodes off due to blackface.
Right. Yeah.
With the whole Black Lives Matter movement, and like again, that's a touchy subject. Like Mike Henry now no longer doing Cleveland and Family Guy. I don't agree with. Does this mean like Herbert now has to be voiced by a paedophile? You know, I mean, what, like?
Well, look at them legs, man, sticking up there. I mean, it's so cartoonish.
Converse everywhere. There we go.
Now we're about to go towards. I love the cue change here.
Baskin Robbins
this bit
as well in the background.
That's a total like. I mean, it's amazing shot that, but it's total just scene changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police valet party.
Andy Long looks like he's making a comeback, like.
Oh, wait there, Sluggy. There's Sharon Stone.
Yeah, Sharon Stone.
There's Robert Patrick, who was also in the X-Files.
Just a quick story as well. I met Robert Patrick, and I asked him how the cameo in this came about. And he said he was literally just sitting around doing nothing, and Arnold called him and he was like, "Hey, yo, Patrick, it's me, Arnold. Do you want to be my new movie?" And he just said yes, and that's literally how the cameo came about.
Robert Patrick is in Terminator Genesis though as well, isn't he? In a shit cameo.
Terminator Mega Drive? I don't believe so.
Fuck you. Terminator Genesis.
I have to appreciate that joke. Genesis versus Mega Drive, US versus UK. Come on. He's he's in it because he's in the waiting room and he doesn't even get like any screen time.
I was gonna say I saw that film, but I may have just done a really good job of blanking it out because I don't recall him being in it.
Fucking awful movie. Yeah, I don't recall him being in it either. But again, it's a god awful movie. Like.
No, I'm sure Robert Patrick cameos in it, and he's sitting in the.
Which Arnie movie does he do this in as well? With the tape to fool his wife.
Is it not True Lies?
True Lies. That's
True Lies.
It is. Yeah, which came out a year after this. I think '94. True Lies.
Yeah.
I think it was True Lies Junior. Was it not Junior True Lies or something? Junior was about this time.
I think it was True Lies. I'm sure it was True Lies.
Let's have a look. Fact checking.
He killed Mozart. Amadeus reference.
True Lies came out, True Lies and Junior both came out in 94, so it could have been either or.
Yeah, I think it was True Lies. I'm fairly certain.
Well, it would have been the summer blockbuster True Lives, so I would definitely say like Junior would have came first, because Junior was pretty much a throwaway comedy.
Slater. Here we go.
I just find this funny as fuck. 'Cause he doesn't say 2 words and fucking batteries not included.
Yeah. I can hear him shouting through somebody's phone, that's me.
He's also he's in The Wizard as well, isn't he? Oh, the cartoon cat.
Oh, there we go, Danny DeVito. Yeah.
But he's not in that shot, is he? No.
No.
Have you seen that they're releasing the Running Man soundtrack on vinyl?
No, I don't.
40 Bosch, like.
Ouch. I'm glad I don't have
Vinyl's only
that. I
for
have
fucking
it.
hipsters anyway.
What?
I said vinyl's only for fucking hipsters anyway.
Oh, yeah, just keep on talking. It's 2-0, that's fine.
2-0.
Mm-hmm.
20? I don't get that.
Oh, aye. They'll come to you eventually.
I mean, I don't think it will. Are you saying, like, I'm after a 20-year-old, or like, I don't understand the...
No, just your record's 2-0, 2-0, 2-0.
I mean, it's 0-2 if you're referring to the greatest UFC fighter of all time. You know,
I think, didn't John Favreau have a better run in the UFC?
What, was Ring of Terror?
He didn't. He lost more fights, but, you know, Tank Abbott came the shot of him.
Yeah.
Tank Abbott looks like an old man now, like proper woolly.
Don't get that.
All you got to do is drive up there and go, the bad guy is in there!
Yeah, great line. There's President Kennedy in the background as well, isn't it? Behind the trophies and shit.
Is it?
Yeah, it is,
Or Make Way Me from The Simpsons, either or. Yeah.
See, I would have had Sharon Stone in this bit. Do you know what I mean? It's just that's a double cameo to take in at that first bit.
She didn't want to be in this. She was one that fought against this cameo, but eventually agreed to it because her and Arnold didn't get along, apparently.
But why is she in it? I mean, she looks like Paul Verhoeven. I mean, like, total, like, was Basic Instinct was the year before this, though, wasn't it?
No, I don't know.
I don't know, but I reckon you'd take the cameo, like, if you look at the cast list on this, I mean, even if you don't like the person, I reckon if you're looking at the cast list and saying, like, anybody who's Hollywood at the moment is involved in this film, you think, hold on, I'm going to be on the screen for, like, 5 seconds. That's probably easy, like, 10k for her there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's no brainer.
Well, it's just the way Hollywood works with producers and stuff like that. It's one of those things, it's... You know, you don't want to piss off anyone because, like, it's dog eat dog, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Especially in the current climate, 2020, you know, like, Hollywood's a crazy place, so... No Weinstein references? No? Okay.
Well, funny enough, what I was meant to mention before, which just popped in my head, do you think Robert Patrick could have had a better run with the Dusk Till Dawn series?
Oh, here we go.
I'm quite excited to see his name pop up.
Right, let's keep an eye on the VHSs here, what we've got.
Yeah.
We've got Boys in the Hood in the background. Nah.
Again, just to mention, even though Arnold Schwarzenegger is not meant to exist in this universe, there is a raw deal VHS.
Val Kilmer's in the background there.
There we go. Yeah.
There's Mad Max, Mel Gibson, Emilio Estevez, Young Guns 1 and 2.
Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Dave the Jackal original, Dead Calm. Kevin Costner's over there. Blade Runner's in the background.
Yeah.
Well, I love VHSs. I wonder how much that. I wonder that standee's been reproduced as a joke. Single white female.
Imagine owning that. How cool that would be to own that standee.
It'll be in someone's loft space somewhere. Like they probably thought, "Oh right, everything's getting chucked out now. The film's finished. Let's just take what we can." Agatha Christie, guys.
Oh, there's
the Raw show.
No, there's two. Sean Connery's Medicine Man and Hunt for Red October.
Red October, yeah. It's part of that.
Bruce Willis, Die Hard, next to
Die Hard, and he don't mind.
The Die Hard music's also in this as well.
With John McTiernan in it.
Mentioned about the film coming back to life.
Oh, a few good men in the background. Seen no rodeo like Sluggy.
Rodeo was before you seen it with the yellow writing.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I'll shut up. It's like if you watch The Lost Boys and you want to go in the video shop at the start, the Goonies is on display.
Yeah, right.
Look at them dogs in the background, man.
Yeah.
That's two Porsches I've seen. That's three. There's a fucking another one in the background.
And the black one.
Black one and there was a red one.
What's the car that Arnie drives in this? It's an Impala, right?
I would say that's either that or Cadillac. No, shorter than Cadillac.
It's too small to be a Cadillac.
I'd say an Impala.
It did have the thing on before, but I didn't see the writing on the front. But all American muscle there.
Yeah.
The bad guys are in there. It's coming.
I think this may be my favourite Arnie movie. Like we all know Terminator 2 is great, but this is on like another level, just greatness.
Predator's one of my favourites.
I was just about to say Predator edged it for me. But I tell you what, I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did, and it's fucking awesome if you haven't seen it. Sabotage.
Oh yeah, that was a total throwback to.
I expected nothing from that film. I would even say Last Stand was a bit of a letdown. Wasn't entirely let down. I still had fun with it, but it was basically the old Arnie was saying on screen. But when he came out with Sabotage, I was like, okay, you're back.
What was that like creepy post-apocalyptic thing Arnie did?
Maggie.
Was it Maggie? The one with the young lass in it.
Aye, Maggie. Aye.
Aye. Yeah. He's basically like a revenge film, innit? Someone nicks his daughter or something.
Yeah.
But I think he's still got a couple of good ones left. Could I buy the old Arnie? I feel like I buy less than the.
Oh, there he is. There's Sub-Zero, Professor. Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero?
Yeah, from Running Man.
Of course. You know what it is? A storyline, but my brain will always go to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, that's what
put your way on.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were going. I was like, no, that's Francois Petit, who was also the WWF/WWE doctor.
Yes. See, I would have thought he was from Bond. What's it called?
You mean, what, no,
Odd Job.
Odd Job.
Odd Job, yeah.
But did you know that the guy that played Sub-Zero, Francois Petit, was the WWF doctor, like the chiropractor for them in the 90s during the Attitude Era?
That's the thing. I vaguely remember the doctor as a character, but I would not have known that fact.
I don't know. I don't mean as a character. I mean like he was an actual doctor. He's an actual licensed chiropractor.
So he's called the Professor, isn't it?
Like someone else.
Like behind the scenes, like he was an actual doctor to the WWF, to the WWF crew. The guy that played Sub-Zero.
We recently just seen him in Running Man. Oh, look at them dogs, man.
I always got to be Rottweilers, getting a bad name for them.
Just so you know, I meant the Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat was a WWF doctor, not this.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Francois Petit is his name.
Oh, you mean the guy who did in the film or the fucking animation for the game?
No, the guy that played Sub-Zero in the Mortal Kombat movie is the WWF doctor / chiropractor.
Yeah.
Or what it was during the Attitude Era.
I imagine that, yeah, it seemed like basically, I mean, in Mortal Kombat, they were basically just stuntmen, you know, so just like kind of would have had a lot of background.
You see all that chiropractic.
Badass.
I was going to say all the chiropractic you see now with chisels. We've seen many of them videos. And people's getting chiselled to put the bones right in that.
No.
Oh. Nice little music cues in this, nicely scored.
Yep.
A fucking terrible driver. I mean, that's just funny that.
Look at him knocking the statue over here. I love him as well. He's a fucking great character, Vivaldi.
I want his swimming pool when he gets murdered. Like the idea of having a bar and a swimming pool and like duck under outside. It's just like, that's a dream. But you have to have a high fence because it's like a proper floor to get in your house.
Yeah. The stupid spaghetti slurping cretin. Which is a line used. Which is a line used in the movie. Yeah, that's not just some casual criticism. Like that's actually a line in the movie.
And it's right now.
Funny how many. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just saying you're about to meet his daughter, aren't we? Who was in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, she was Sonya Blade.
Yeah.
She was the teacher in Billy Madison. Real name Bridget Wilson.
Yeah, I was about to say the only thing that could tell you shit off is this Billy Madison and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I don't know why she didn't do more though. Like she's roll tide as fuck. Like you would think, like alas with her looks would have got a lot more work.
Probably married someone really famous.
Possibly.
Like Phoebe Cates. She doesn't do anything. She married a prince, didn't she?
But she was never a great actress now, was she?
Oh, but she was pretty
though. But she could. Oh, she's pretty.
Have you seen her in Fast Times at Rosemont High when she gets naked? It's like wow.
But that thing you've just read into my point there, because I was about to say when you think of her, you think of Gremlins and you think of Fast Times from one time. Fast Times from
Drop Dead Fred.
Drop Dead Fred. I'll give you that. Yeah. But again, though, all of her, I mean, none of her good lines. I mean, like I say, I remember literally laughing when she tells the story in Gremlins about her dad. I mean, she is really trying to sell that story. And I remember laughing at that because I thought, you are doing a horrible job of telling the story. But she's a beautiful woman, don't get me wrong, but she is not a great actress. And Rick Mill carried Drop Dead Fred, sorry, but he did. Which I totally forgot. I think I messaged you actually, but I totally forgot he was in An American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, in the pub.
Yeah, just sitting there playing chess.
And his fucking creepy eyes and shit.
Yeah. That's a fucking brilliant. We might have to do that one day. I watched that film the other night and I thought, this is brilliant.
What, American Werewolf?
Even just for the special, and like I say, the special effects are just absolutely outstanding compared to, like, you know for a fact. I mean, they have done, but you know for a fact if it was done today with all CGI, and like they don't, not once does they shy away from like showing you detail while you turn into werewolf, which I think a lot of films would have done, like the whole throw him behind the couch, and then we'll take him to phase 2 of the costume, and then throw him behind the door, phase 3 of the costume. In this case, all the way through that transformation, you see every detail. Fucking bold for the time it was made, like.
Could you believe that we're like already nearly 15 minutes into this?
Oh, podcasts fly over, man.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like we've been watching this for 2 minutes. Like that's how good of a movie this thing is. Like flashback to the Ripper there as well.
It's paced well because I know a lot of people who would have watched this originally, like when it was in the cinema. I could imagine them sitting there thinking, "Where's the action?" I signed up for an army film, and it's been very well paced in the sense of like.
Younger fans especially, like I remember when I first watched this when I was a kid, like there'd be times where when I rewatched it I would fast forward like the start until he actually got into the movie.
Yeah.
I couldn't really appreciate the whole thing back then, like when he's just wandering around in the real world I thought it was a bit shit.
Well, this is it, because like I say, it's a good storytelling, but at the same time, it's taking its time with it. And I feel like absolutely, as a kid, I totally wouldn't have really paid much attention to the beginning bits.
Yeah. It's awesome though. Such a fucking good movie.
She's got a big jaw.
Well, she is. I mean, I'll put myself out there and say she has got a masculine look, which I think is. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but she does have like an action hero body.
Ronda Rousey's got a masculine look, and I'd still let her rip both my arms off. So probably make us finish quicker than that.
Right, there he is. There's Chico. Carl, there's Chico on the right.
Yes, I.
Yo, Chico. So Sluggy, the guy, not yet, who's not there, keeps appearing on all these podcasts. Right, he's searching Austin O'Brien now. That's Chico. He is in.
Behind him, right? He's taking his glasses off now, but when he had his glasses on, he looked like Roddy Piper from.
This is it. This is it. What the fuck's it called? Shit. John Carpenter movie.
Yeah.
They live.
They Live. That's the one. Yeah.
They Live. Yeah, just when he first walked in the doorway there, he's got that feathered mullet style haircut with the glasses on. That's just like, yep, that's just Roddy.
I tell you what's weird about that character. His tribal tattoo.
Doesn't fit the character, does it?
No, I mean it's on his hand as well.
I noticed that when he was talking to Arnie at the doorway. I thought it was a weird look to go for, but I think that's all you need out of this character. He's acting as on par, and all you need. I mean, you know, he could be a good guy or a bad guy, but as soon as you see his false eyes, like, yep, he's the villain. Yeah. But I love how they change. I think there's a different one every scene.
Pretty much every main scene, yeah.
It feels, I've got to say, it feels like it's definitely being done that way, where they said every single time he's on screen, it's a different eye.
I think it's every time he takes his shades off, isn't it, that you get to see like a different glass eye.
Even more with the tattoo, he's got a red colour. The tat's got some redding as well.
Yeah, just see it there.
Is it a real tattoo? Probably not.
I mean, it was a thing.
I don't think they would have tried too hard to hide things like that.
I mean, what was from Dusk Till Dawn? 95.
I want to say 95.
So yeah, like the era of tribal.
Yeah, the Clooney.
The Clooney.
The tattoo studio. You see, I want the Clooney, and they'd be like, right. I had a little bit of a Clooney going, but it's covered up now. Do we think that's his best role in it, really, Clooney? I like him in a few things, but, you know, From Dusk Till Dawn is probably the one thing that nobody would have expected him to do well in. I think it was too much of
I don't think anyone expected From Dusk Till Dawn to do what it did, like.
Yeah, true.
Again, great movie. Just a shame the sequels were...
Oh, yeah, too rushed, yeah.
Well, what I mentioned earlier on, as soon as I heard Patrick Roberts' name pop up on the sequel, I thought, this could be interesting. Because we already know you can play like quite a stoic character. But yeah, the sequel, and the whole unexplained kind of Danny Trejo coming back. He had like such infamous death scenes, so there's no way you can not know he died in the film. Yet he appears in the next one every time.
Robert Patrick, though, I mean, again, I've really enjoyed him in the X-Files, but he would go on to star in Copland, and I thought he was really good in that because at the end of the day, Copland had a really big cast with Stallone, and then he got to work with Stallone again in Detox, which is now called ICU.
I thought for a second there you were going to take the piss out of me, or at least try to piss me off by saying that Robert Patrick went to star in The Marine. I thought that's where you were going to go with that one.
Oh, what was John Cena?
Yeah, the John Cena.
No, I've only seen that once.
I didn't see him.
This guy's like the Terminator. And Robert Patrick looks at the camera and like raises an eyebrow. Yeah, I was in that.
Now, just looked up something there interesting. I mean, I don't know if it got too much or whether it wasn't a great scene, but of all the names in this film, there was at least one cameo that got left on the cutting room floor, which was apparently a scene with Tori Spelling.
Yes, who was meant to play herself, wasn't she?
Yeah, Yep, generic nerd.
I mean, that would be mint. That would have been mint if it was Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Great scene.
There's Chico just fucking up the place.
It's Chico time.
Wow. X Factor references.
I went there. Yeah, I went there.
Yeah.
I
No,
love how the bad
Scores
guy
has
just
gone
totally
fucking
got foiled
nuts.
by the kid pulling the chair with.
Yeah. Like, when realistically the kid probably wouldn't have had the strength to do that.
But he would have braced himself, wouldn't he? At least he would have been like, oh, I'm going to fall, I best stand up.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? Mason, it's just a film, innit?
It's just a movie.
Just a movie.
It's real to me, damn it.
Now, we've talked about this before, like, Schwarzenegger was very short power. You know, he wasn't, like, I always said it's fucking weird as fuck when he does a roundhouse kick and a razor. I never looked to Schwarzenegger for, like, proper martial arts. It's always, like,
Powerhouse?
block, powerhouse, yeah. Now, you probably
That
would...
fucking slide on the floor is fantastic.
You probably agree.
It's fine.
I mean, we're talking about Schwarzenegger. Like, the last couple of years, not only has he appeared in Mortal Kombat, which is more justified, but he was in the WWE game. And what a letdown he was in that game. Because as the Terminator, no one should have been able to pick him up, body slam him or anything. He should have just been invincible. And his finishing move...
The entrance was badass, coming out on the motorbike and coming out through the fucking teleport thing, depending on which Terminator.
Aye, but his finishing move being that fucking weird ass backbreaker and all that, I was just like, you are gotta be kidding me. I mean, WrestleMania entrance with Triple H was class.
Again, it's like Fred Durst being in SmackDown 2, or SmackDown 3, was it 2 or 3?
Yeah.
Having the Swanton as his finisher.
Yeah.
Now, I was just saying there, the WrestleMania entrance with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Triple H, that was brilliant.
That was awesome, yeah, WrestleMania 31. The only downside of that is it was in the daytime. If
Yeah.
it was like in an arena or at night time, that would have looked so much better.
Yeah.
But we're going to see the ET spoof soon as well.
Yeah, really
This is it,
has not
they
aged
should have
well
totally
at
done
all.
the ET spoof when he jumped off the balcony because of the clear shot of the moon. So there
Yeah.
should have been a total ET spoof there, like.
We are going to get it, but it's over the roofs of the building, over the...
It's
over the
just
fucking-
so bad though.
It is, it's awfully done, like, but still we get it, so...
But this film lends itself to that, you know, the fact that it is awful, but it works because they are not taking it serious. I feel like there's a lot of films like that where, you know, when you're trying to make fun of something, it's all well and good, but they want to literally, it's a little bit off subject of this type of film, but there's a series called The Order that I've mentioned, like in like Werewolf to my parents, goes, you totally want to see this series, it's on Netflix called The Order. I was like,
That's not
that's
based
cool.
off the game called The Order, is it?
No.
No.
It's basically like the worst kind of. I mean, it's so horrible that I got 2 episodes in and I quit. It's basically like.
Yeah, we go, here's the ET bit.
Oh, ET, yep.
Just interrupt you.
That looks awful, but it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Now, anyone want to think that maybe this was written for Macaulay Culkin?
I mean, he is very much a Macaulay Culkin character. If you go.
I'm just thinking coming off the end, because Home Alone 2 would have been the year before. Because that would have been like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Macaulay Culkin. That would have been like maybe where they were going.
No, that would have been an interesting film.
Was he
I
too
don't
busy,
know
like,
if
playing...
Macaulay Culkin could have done this, though.
Fucking hide the strudel with Michael Jackson at that point? Or...
Michael! Maybe.
Allegedly.
He was fucking amazing in that new
man was a fucking
Changeland.
Nice person.
The new Macaulay Culkin film's on Sky called Changeland. It's fucking class.
Yeah. But no,
just
like I said
jealous
before, I
because he
just
was
don't think
fucking
Macaulay
ridiculous.
Culkin could have done this role.
He couldn't.
I don't think he could have. Nah. I think with Macaulay Culkin, he works best on his own as Macaulay Culkin. I feel like if you throw him in with Arnold Schwarzenegger, in my personal opinion, I don't think it would have worked.
Don't we get a Twilight Zone reference here as well, or is this a bit later?
Is it not-
You two have watched this recently. I have not seen this for bloody donkey's ages.
Where the music
Remember some
plays.
things, but
It's where he first puts his hand through the wall. with a ticket. It must be coming up because he's going to pull a ticket out of the wallet now, so
Yeah.
it has to be coming up.
Was that a picture of William
Just get
Shatner?
Twilight Zone music in the background. Yeah, here we go.
Well, like what you casually do, brace yourself to have a good look at something. Let me just examine this and brace myself.
But I thought this was an interesting spin on the film, like, this could have easily just carried on being in this realm and finished in this realm. But the idea to have the bad guy figure out how to go to the real world, it's just like, it's totally unnecessary, but it just adds a little bit more punch to the film.
I tell you what, man, it's a massive role for him. You can see, yeah, it would make sense if it was Alan Rickman, because Alan Rickman not only had been in Die Hard, but he had just come off Robin Hood as well.
Yeah.
Because it's a massive role for Charles Dance.
I purposely turned the TV up there for the Twilight Zone music. I didn't know if you caught any of that, but
No. I was just too busy laughing at the chalk drawing of the man on the wall, which looked like more of a robot.
yeah, it even says you're traveling through another dimension as well. Like, as he's doing that, like it's
As he's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, really, are you paying attention to what he's doing here, or?
I'm really not. I'm just staring at Bridget Wilson in that film. Like,
Oh shit, you didn't see him? I didn't see him.
that's a god. That's a difficult.
See, this what makes it work so well if it was in a Roger Rabbit film.
Do you know what's funny about this?
Cartoon aspect.
It was Arnie's choice for this to be PG-13.
Yeah,
And this is why he references it being a PG-13 movie, and like you can't say the word written down because it's PG-13. And Arnie wanted it to be PG-13 to attract a wider audience.
What was the two films that caused it PG-13?
What was that, sorry?
What was the two films that made them create PG-13?
It made them create PG-13.
Yep.
I've got no idea.
Indiana Jones and the Gremlins.
Oh.
They were the two films at the time where they were like, because they were both PGs, and they were like, nah, there needs to be something in the middle. There's another shit CGI fire. Boo.
Oh, there we go, explosion.
That
Just to be
looks...
clear, when you say Indiana Jones, you do mean Raiders, right?
No, Temple of Doom.
Alright, okay. Fair.
See, that's
This
an
seems
interesting one, that, because Temple of Doom was such a dark film, but I feel like now as an adult, I thought, oh, this could have worked a little bit better if it had gone that little bit darker.
There's smoke coming out his fucking ears, man.
Even just use the phrase cocksucker there. Yeah. Oh. See, that's an interesting insult, isn't it? Cocksucker. Like, as though there's something offensive about that. There's nothing offensive about that. Half the population loves to suck cock. The other half of the population loves getting the cock sucked. It's kind of a win-win.
Fucking
You
hell,
know,
man.
The Sonny quote.
Oh, well, look there. There's fucking Humphrey, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a fucking
Yeah.
amazing
Humphrey
cameo,
Bogart.
that. Humphrey Bogart. Amazing cameo.
Yeah.
But again, that's someone tiptoeing around, again, the era of, like, CGI and, like, what they can actually do manipulating film as well, that as well, isn't it?
Yeah. That's like, kind of like the prequel that us having, like, holograms now, isn't it? Like, Humphrey Bogart being there, like in black and white. It's kind of like us having Tupac run around on stage now, you know?
This guy I can't really take serious because he plays Hannibal Lecter in Loaded Weapon 1.
Right.
Just can't take him serious. I love
tell you
it.
what, I've never seen Amadeus with him in it. That's another movie I've not seen.
Which one?
Amadeus, he's the guy that kills Mozart, which has already been referenced in this. But I've not seen that live. That's an 80s movie, right?
I think so.
Amadeus, yeah, I would say so,
Yeah.
late 80s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how blank his hot room is.
Yeah. And there's always a guy in the closet as well.
And I
That's
always
very
remember
good.
that scene as well. I mean, of everything that happened in this film, I'll always reference, like, it always feel like a ninja. You know, it's like the balaclava, the robe and everything. It's just like random ninja in the closet.
Well, that's what you want in
This
life.
this is a very out of place scene as well. Like everything's really big and colourful, and then this is really bland and like.
Well, I think.
It looks like it didn't.
Well, the reference to the character, isn't it? Like his wardrobe, all the boots are the same, all the shirts are the same.
Well, I think
Like,
as
he
well.
doesn't need a home.
I think as well, if you think about it, if you think about the theory that he's got like Austin O'Brien's gone into this world, in the films he's watched, there've never been a scene in Jack Slater's apartment. So when it comes to Jack Slater's apartment, it's just blank. It's almost like an unwritten like a part of him that's never been seen. So there's nothing to materialize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, though, when he mentioned the guy in the closet there, he mentioned Jack Slater too, the Sagittarius Strangler, indicating he has seen that scene before.
All right, I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
I was just trying to, like.
Fucking watching the movie, damn it!
I am watching the movie. The guy sitting on the table. But again, going back to what we talked about before, Arnold Schwarzenegger's not very lit there. He's very much in the shadows on that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's like a set-up scene in the background, or do you think that's like genuine real traffic, and they're just shooting like in a fucking house, like on the main road here?
Nah, that's real traffic.
I don't know, mind.
I'd put money on it.
It's just like I watched like the red car go past the window in the background there, and then like it did actually come past like the main window as well.
I know, but all you've got to do is blowing it up and build a set around a massive screen.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I mean, it's 80-odd million, but at the same time, would you just not get an apartment that's on a roadside?
Yeah.
No, because you would have to redo the audio anyway, being that close to a fucking motorway.
More importantly, I've just read, so I'm interested in what you think. In the entire film, what do we think the body count is?
50.
50? Where you going, Sluggy?
Ooh. I don't know. Are we counting like in real life as well, or just in like in the movie? Because obviously the movie.
The entire film. Because I'm assuming that's what this fact I'm reading is, so I'm going to say the entire film.
So including like the Hamlet scenes and all that as well.
Yeah.
60.
60? Well, you find it actually 83 altogether.
Alright, cool.
It's not a bad number there. I think I would have thought a bit higher.
The best one was First Blood.
A lot of explosions, a lot of First Blood.
That was the best one.
Yeah. I've just googled it there, and I've got 89.
Well, IMDb says 83. So
I wouldn't trust what IMDb says.
I'm on a website called alloutabubblegum.com, so I don't know how trustworthy like that shit is either. But
I mean, considering this isn't a set for a movie, how fucking mental does the top of that roof look?
It looks nice. I mean, if you're going to take a shot like that, that's a nice shot. You'd imagine someone just turned up and going, I know a place that's really cool for a shot. It didn't feel like it was always planned.
I mean, the idea that he's a fucking fart bomb by pull my finger. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
The classic line, though.
The name's Leo the Fart as well, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Notice how he's still wearing all white suit, though. Oh, he was, we're past the scene now, but for a funeral, he still kicks in with the I'm all white suit.
Yeah.
I'm still fucking furious about playing Dead Island the other day. And one of the things is I had to drive this truck with some petrol, and you can't flip up the fucking window flipper, and you can't fucking see out the car window. I was so frustrated with that.
Great game. They're both good games, to be fair.
The special edition was £2 on sale the other week, man. The entire collection.
Oh,
So I've been playing for it. Just that scene where you're in the city, man, and you can't run around the city at the best of times, but to drive a fucking car, but then for the fucking sun visor to be down and you can't lift it up, you're like, what the fuck's going on? Right, this scene totally reminds me of Total Recall.
Yeah.
When they take him, you blab, Quaid. You talked about Mars.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same fucking scene.
Listen, I think we can all establish that every film on
You know,
in
it's the
it's
gold
just total
guns in the
recall.
background.
I know. I was just about to say that. So it's like gold. This is going to.
Gold trash cans. Yeah, like I've never noticed that before. Mozart. Mohu. I'd kill a lot of people.
Hard hat area. I love the fact as well. The guns is like proper cartoon gun sounds as well.
Yeah. There's another Acme poster as well. Just behind practice there.
It's weird that it's not a Warner Brothers release. This because obviously Wile E. Coyote was in it before as well.
Yeah.
Now that's weird. A flip transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got the key.
Yes.
Bad guy tells away the plan, of course. Cliche.
Yeah.
I think someone's running a little bit ahead of us. Who's got their telly up loud? Was that you, Carlos?
No, it's not me this time, mate.
You turned your slug there. Have you turned your sluggy up?
I'm always turned up, mate. I'm always at 10.
That's the line in it.
See, there's another transaction. Like it's weird. Like we've had these really like long scenes, and when it gets to this scene, it seems like it's getting sped up to get get through it quicker. Like with weird flip transactions.
I mean, we're now at 1:10, so we're only like half an hour ahead of where we were when I last gave a time cue.
Yeah.
No, so.
Although I will say this is the weakest part of the film. Just based on timing, I don't believe we really needed all that scenery.
No, he gets around the corner, he tells the plan, the
rooftop.
cat saves him. They don't need like this bit.
Nah.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be easily cut out and it wouldn't have made any difference to the film.
I love the rooftop scene though. Like the scene coming up is excellent.
Yeah.
For one, there's another different eye. In case you haven't noticed. Like,
Green eye.
Pirate ship. Yeah.
I mean, if you got shot in the back, you normally fall forward, don't you? I'm just saying it's...
I mean, I can't
Never
say I've
been
been shot in the back recently, so I've been stabbed in the back quite a few times, but that's a different podcast.
I bet you've been shot on the back. I bet you've been unloaded on the back. It's Spider-Man.
Just a quick plug for myself here. I did a podcast about a year ago. My own podcast. It was never intended to be more than a couple of episodes, but it was talking about like a really difficult time in my life. And it's all real, based on complete true stories. It's me telling my side of the story because I didn't get a chance to tell a lot of that. It's only available on the Castbox format, but look for This Is Why We Don't Podcast, and it's under there.
Oh, that's sweet.
So,
Plug, yeah.
yeah, I can link you to that if you want to listen to it. But it's pretty insane shit. I'll talk more about that when we get off the phone. I'll tell you what it goes into in that. But yeah.
Things that should have been brought to our attention before the podcast, Carl.
Well, like I'm full of surprises. Like I'm the gift that keeps on giving, right?
Here's me being like, don't mention this, don't mention that, and he's like, right, let's plug my own show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, hey, this is like I'll plug my own shit, right? If you can't get any beef for that, I meant like I don't hold anything back. I mention names, I mention everything. Like I tell the complete uncensored story of 2019 of my life, like uncensored from start to finish. It was a wild year. I tell the whole thing on the podcast, like fuck it, it's real life, man.
Shit happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Oh my god, he's still alive!
Yeah, here we go.
It is a good set, this line, in terms of visual.
Yeah.
Oh my
Here we
god,
go.
he's still
Great
alive.
scene. The man's not dead. when he sees the doctor as well. Check his chin. Oh no, the doctor's bleeding. Fucking rip.
I'm a doctor.
Yeah, you a doctor? Check his chin. Oh no. Boom. Look, an elephant.
Oh, you can't get any more gangster, can you, with all that?
Yeah, it is fucking great. Everyone pulling out the guns.
Oof.
I love the added sound effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Again, though, that's
I
quite
wasn't beginning scene before, and I felt like it was quite funny, like really forced. When at the very beginning, when he's talking to Ripper, and like when he shows off his axe with this as a weapon, and it's just sort of unnecessary, like sharp sound effects to the axe. And I was just like, why?
I mean, it's just a movie because that's how this happens, so picture perfect.
Granny?
No.
I mean, all them guns and they can't fucking hit him as well. It's just a movie.
That is just a movie tagline, that man. Because Christ Almighty, if you think of any film in Hollywood, they still haven't fixed that problem. You know, you've got sharpshooters and everything, but when it comes to shooting at the main guy, just like can't hit shit.
Surely he would have went through that glass there as well, like the distance he fell there and the weight of Schwarzenegger, like.
I tell you what, though, watching this movie, you wouldn't have thought it was the same director as Die Hard and The Predator.
No.
Yeah.
But again, it is like I can imagine that being like the director who's just done like Die Hard and Predator, and then just turn around and say, by the way, do you want to make an action film? Sure, you've just done two, but this one we're going to really let rip. We're just going to take the absolute piss out of it. And I feel like anybody who would be directing action films at this point would jump at that sort of opportunity.
Fuck, I love that bit.
Also, we're in the world of parodies as well, aren't we? You know, I mean, you've got like got a lot of parodies coming up shortly in terms of films, or have already been.
The 90s was a time for like parodies in movies, though. Like everything kind of took the piss out of itself, you know.
Is that a Predator reference, direct?
Maybe.
It has to be, isn't it?
Seemed a little bit on the nose.
If it was three dots, it would have been. If they did the whole three dots, it would have been. Alright, we get that one.
It's more of the noise, though. If you listen to the noise of it, it sounds like a Predator thing.
But if you think of Predator and think of that, like the little red light, it just makes me angry because like Hollywood's biggest lie.
Oh, Predators.
Adrian Brody in that trailer. I mean, that was such a con to get everyone.
This is like Alan Rickman, though, this throwback, isn't it? That's a proper Alan Rickman throwback.
It's quite a clever thing to do. Like, I don't know if you remember Scream as well, when that first came out, how Drew Barrymore was like heavily marketed and all over the poster for that, and she's in the movie for 5 minutes.
Well, that's a throwback to Psycho, that, though.
Yeah.
Because no one realised that she was going to get killed because it was unheard of then, but it's kind of like...
But it's because Drew Barrymore was famous and he wanted to like make her seem like she was the main actress to get people to go see it. That was Wes Craven's thinking behind Drew Barrymore, because everybody knew who she was, you know, like. Whereas at the time, Neve Campbell, not so much.
Yeah, because when you think of Drew Barrymore, I mean, I don't know, in that age range, what she was doing. Because I feel like it just felt like she went from E.T. to Scream.
Yeah.
Didn't really follow her, follow what she did. But then again, she married bloody Tom Green, so that's enough of a career.
Hang on, she married Tom Green?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were married for a bit, yeah.
That's why she's in Freddy. That's why she's in Freddy Got Fingered.
Oh,
really?
I mean, like I say, it did not end well because apparently Tom Green is in fact Tom Green in real life as well. So apparently that didn't go down well.
Just a fucking arsehole.
Yeah, although I don't know if you've ever seen it before, because the thing is, this is why I feel like it's such an awkward scene, and it's been kind of scrutinised as, is he playing his little role, but I don't think he is, but he gets a guest on his show, and this guest is known for like basically chopping shit up and making stuff. And he comes on his set and he literally has a chainsaw and he saws through Tom Green's desk, and through the entire interview was so cringeworthy because Tom Green's like so pissed off at it. And it's just like, how can you, who's made your career out of being so like crazy and out there and doing really daft things, really get upset with someone doing that? And it just, he comes off as a right arsehole.
I mean,
it's just like,
what's Arnold Schwarzenegger doing right here?
Yeah.
Look, he's like, well, he's you know, he's fully but you know, just saying. Just saying.
What are you saying, man?
He's very in support of Black Lives Matter.
That is the best wet wipe I've ever seen.
Yeah. To be able to wipe tar off yourself. So even the kids just said, you know, tar sticks to some people.
Yeah. Although that could also be a My Girl 2 reference, because although I only seen that film once, I do remember there's a scene with a kind of a dinosaur park with tar.
My Girl 2 came out after this, though.
Alright, then they copied everything.
Yeah, so it looks like...
There's a very close scene, bit for bit almost, obviously without the bomb.
Yeah, I think this was only his second movie.
Lawnmower Man was the first.
Yeah, it was, and I think this was his second. Unless I'm mistaken about that. Quick IMDb check, though. My Girl 2 was 94, so yeah, it would have came out after this.
A year after this.
Yeah.
Ah, you just love that there.
It is a nice little setup he's got.
I love this line here. Where he says, you do a 360 on me, and he's like, I want it, you stupid spaghetti stuffing cretin. Fucking great. No, not really, I'm lying. It was a complete nut of balls up, and I've had a terrible day thanks largely to you. First you my friend, now you turn a 360 on me.
Bang.
Stupid spaghetti cretin. There we go. If I did a 360, I go completely around and end up back where I started. Boom.
Dead.
Yeah.
And then he starts talking to the fucking camera, breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah, he does. Hey, Cole Cabana, how are you doing?
Mwah. He be me.
Yeah. Class line of God was a villain in me. And another different eye. There we go.
Look at that statue with the thumbs up. Hiya.
Yeah.
Random.
There's Yokozuna in the background as well.
I mean
Look at
that standing there with his fake beard.
Yeah.
Remember as a kid when you thought monster trucks were like the best vehicles ever?
Yeah.
So impractical.
Yeah.
And this only gets a 6.4 on IMDb as well. So the rating, that's not a really good one, is it?
It's rated by the public though, isn't it? IMDb. Like anybody can just go on there and rate that. That's why I don't really trust that. Like Starship Troopers is got an awful rating as well, but again, great sci-fi movie. Probably
the thing is with Starship Troopers though, I feel like that's almost it's not entirely, but it's almost a cult film. I feel like when that came out, it didn't get the recognition it deserved, but after a while, I would say like VHS was where that started to kind of pop up.
I'm just disappointed it never got a sequel.
It has?
Yeah,
No, it hasn't. No.
The film's called Starship Troopers 2.
There's
But
one
Johnny came
Starship
back for number
Troopers
4 though,
movie,
didn't he?
damn it. Right? There's one Starship Troopers movie and there's 2 animated spin-offs. That's it.
No,
They
there's...
never made any more live-action sequels.
Look, mate, you can pull your whole Spielberg shit with Jaws 1, 2, 3 and 4, but the fact of the matter is, if someone types in Starship Troopers 2, it's going to appear.
No, it's not. It's a blank space on my shelf. That thing doesn't even exist. It's a fucking.
I never watched it, but I was quite intrigued, almost ever slightly intrigued when that Van Dyke guy came back for like the.
Casper Van Dijk.
Casper Van Dijk, yeah. And I thought, you know what it is, I could get on board
Not Dyke.
if he came back for it.
No, that was
He came
3
back
he
for
came
3,
back for.
And then he came back for 5 as well, which was the animated one.
Right.
Because there was 2. In fact, he may have been in 4 as well, which was the animated. Well, there was 2 animated ones, and I think Casper Van Dien was in both of them.
Yeah.
But he played Johnny Rico in one of them. He played another character in.
Also, he didn't come back as Johnny Rico in them.
He wasn't in number 2. He was Johnny Rico in number 3, and then he was a different character in number 4, which was the first animated one, and then he was Johnny Rico again in 5.
Ah, right.
So.
Well, just to give you an update, I just thought I'd try a different site just to see what the ratings were. Rotten Tomatoes, the official rating is 36%, and the audience score is 47%.
Again,
So audience rating, I'd say, is better, but as critics review, they're not loving it, like.
I don't know how. It's a great movie. It's got everything you want from a movie.
Wasn't this your top film of the 90s, Sluggy, when we did the countdowns?
I don't remember. I would say, like, probably all 3 of my favourite movies are 90s movies, and it's this, Dumb and Dumber, and Starship Troopers are probably my 3 favourite movies of all time.
What?
Yeah. but I love the 90s stuff. Like, I love, like, Batman Forever. To me, is my favourite Batman movie.
Right, guys, just remember, people who are listening to this guy hasn't seen the Goonies, so there's definitely some trauma going on there. Mate, if you're telling me Batman Forever is your favourite Batman movie, I mean, come on, take your finger out your bum.
Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, like, how much more 90s can you get?
Drew Barrymore as well. Just because we talked about before.
Yep. And the evil bitch from Beethoven 2.
Debbie Menez.
Yeah, I
Me
can't
Tindes.
remember her name, but just a quick update for the actual movie. We're back in real life now. Arnie's just played chicken and crashed his car.
Well, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah, we're currently at 126.49. For anybody watching along.
I like these. It's just a weird way to go with this film, and it works.
Yeah.
I like how he's literally embracing the fact that he can't understand.
I mean, look how fucking bloody the death is behind it. I mean...
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's what we've gone for now, isn't it? Like, what we've seen is all action movie deaths, so it's just been like explosions and bodies, where this is really referencing now this is a real death. Yeah.
This is where we get Die Hard music as well.
Off the cue for the paper.
It's where he's just said there, like he always comes back, just like in Die Hard. And I think just there where they look down there is where they play the Die Hard music.
I love the King Kong reference. I could go back and get King Kong.
Yeah. There is a weird bit in this game on
Jack Slater.
Burger King reference as well, Burger King advertisement.
Yeah, you would think it would be McDonald's, really, because, I mean, they had the money, but Burger King was popping up all over the place.
Well, Burger King goes back to the Gremlins and Back to the Future and stuff. They were really
It would be great, though. They should have had McDowell. I'm sorry, like, but that need to be referenced more.
They got the Big Mac, we got the Big Mick.
I just can't wait for that film to come out. I just think it's going to be so bad, but I think it's going to be good.
I'm just reading that apparently this was this had an advertisement in space. It was NASA's first paid ad in space, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
They had advertising too?
God knows. They had a $20 million Burger King commercial, $36 million theme park ride, and NASA's first paid ad in space, and 4 inflatable and a 4-story inflatable Jack Slater at the Cannes Film Festival.
Fucking hell.
Now I want to know where that inflatable is now, and I want to know how much it'll cost to buy it.
Yeah. You can have the inflatable. I just want that Stallone Terminator 2 cut out.
That would be nice, to be fair. Like,
You need Etsy. That I bet that's on Etsy to buy as a fucking prop, like a fake, like a reproduction thing.
Yeah.
but did you see the fake thing they did with Stallone doing that Arnie scene where he's on the bike? It looks really good. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be comparison to Terminator, but it's just like the scary factor of what deep fakes are doing these days. And it basically just him sitting on the bike. I think it's before the dam chase, and it's like just Stallone saying all the lines. It's just like, this is weird as fuck, but it's interesting. You know, could have been Stallone. I mean, thankfully not, but could have been.
I don't think Stallone transitioned. Schwarzenegger was that larger in life. Stallone wasn't. Stallone's very, because he's an award-winning writer, director. He was trying to get into comedy, but it wasn't working for him. Stallone's really good at dramatic acting, I think. But Schwarzenegger was, come to America, be the American dream, like, you know what I mean? It's like that loud and proud action star.
Yeah. Well, I've just googled it, and there's a shit ton of posters you can buy with Stallone being in Terminator 2.
There you go.
I don't know if there'll be any standees, but the actual poster itself is just all over, like, the internet.
I wonder if the original is still out there, or if the original has just been scrapped. Because so much of this shit.
I think with Hollywood, it's just, I watched that Prop Culture. It's a series on Disney Plus, and to be honest with you, it's just good to show you they save everything in some regard, but like stuff like that, I could totally imagine just being chucked to the skip.
I think they do with certain studios. There was a show called Hollywood Treasure where they go looking for like just Hollywood props that are just all over, and they find Jaws from, I believe it's the first one, in a junkyard somewhere.
Yeah.
Bruce, aye.
Oh, he's a sign as well. Aye.
Is that not one that's been done up though? I think it was an article I read maybe last year. Or
no, it was like strapped to the front of the junkyard. Like it's like
really?
This part of this guy's signage, yeah. And they found out that it was from Jaws 1. And I was like, fuck, like imagine that thing ended up in a junkyard and you not knowing what it was, like.
Yeah. I mean, how many shots was there, Mason? That seemed like something you would know.
I think there was 4. Well, I think there was a couple of different working ones, but then there was like a left side, a right side, that kind of stuff.
I'll tell you where you get some good Jaws shit from. The ride in Universal after they decommissioned that.
Yeah.
And close that down, there'd be a ton of Jaws merchandise that come off there.
Well, there's King Kong signs floating around on it's floating around on eBay. I think it's something like $300, but it's like the billboard when you go in.
Yeah. There's Willow, a meth head prostitute. Like.
How old are you?
How old are you?
I just killed a man.
I want to confess.
Take his shoes. His shoes? His shoes?
Imagine being that guy, like my feet were in The Last Action Hero.
Yeah.
You could live off that at Comic-Cons for like fucking ever, couldn't you? Like.
Well, I mentioned it in the last podcast, so there's at least 4 that I know of who were claiming to be the stormtrooper who bumped his head on the door. But like, there's 4 completely different actors, completely different stories for why that happened, and it's just amazing. Yeah. I'm sitting there thinking they're making a fortune out of it. Because I've got one of the, I've got a signature. I can't remember his name now, but he was one of the Comic-Cons, and he claimed to be it, and I was laughing because he was saying, "Oh, I don't believe the other one." And I was like, "Yeah, fucking you would say that."
Yeah,
it's not the fucking doors from the labyrinth.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But to be honest with you, that's the thing that would never ever be proven because there was so many people who were brought in to be a stormtrooper. You'd have no evidence whatsoever.
It was like all the rumours on Force Awakens. There wasn't this for like Daniel Craig being the stormtrooper that let Rey go. Like Kevin Smith was a stormtrooper, but even he doesn't know which one he was. Like so many...
Apparently, didn't Prince William do one as well? Or that was rumoured to be because apparently they
look in the background there. There's a guy who's nicked the shoes walking through the door. See him?
This guy casually walking with a pair of shoes.
With the trainers, just go through the door in the background, like.
Well, yeah, I don't want to get in money for us, with them.
Yeah,
you're not going home yet. We've still got some work to do.
Walk through that door, damn it. Like.
That's a good old traditional American apartment, isn't it?
What, kid sleeps on the sofa?
Well, no, I wouldn't even look at the kids. That would be your way to think of it. I mean, there's like random shit all over the place. I mean, that's literally my house right now, but it just seemed to be like small apartments. You just had so many random stuff just lying around.
Now, you might want to check this, but I'm sure she plays Ray Liotta's wife in the Goodfellas.
I know it's not. I know it's not her, but she always reminds me of Sally Field in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, it's that.
She's got like a similar hairstyle and.
The wife in Goodfellas is the most New York woman in the world. I can't remember her name.
Have you noticed the apartment number for this apartment as well?
Not really. Which one?
The apartment number is 3D, which is a reference to them being in the real world as opposed to Jack Slater's 2D world.
Ah.
Yeah.
Fact hunting with a slug.
Yeah, so much hidden shit in this movie. Like,
I think Paul Ray's ears are going to be burning right now.
Aye. And Matt Davies is going to be like, fuck, I missed another one.
Well, should be more fucking committed.
No, Paul Ray's committed, alright. He will be committed to a mental institution soon.
So she's actually the mom in Big. In Big,
so is she in Goodfellas?
Pretty active. I don't think it is her, but I'm scanning through at the moment. What was Goodfellas, 96?
No. 1990.
Was it 99, wasn't it? No, she was too busy on the Cosby Show.
Here's a little Mozart as well, just go with the Amadeus reference from before.
Amadeus.
So Arnie's listening to on the thing. Mozart, the guy practice school. Yeah.
Although, funny enough, you say that, Mason, she's in, after Big, she's in a film in 1988 called Married to the Mob. So she played Connie Russo, which is the most mob-wife name in the world.
Now, I totally believe that you should not get copyrighted for this music because the simple fact is the guy's been dead longer than fucking film's been around. Do you know what I mean?
Wait, is it not classed as public domain, though?
No, but it just takes somebody to come along and re-record it and, you know, like, change with the tone a little bit and it registers that, such and such is now paid to do that. It's like, fuck off, man.
Oh, that's going to do my head in now because it literally is a story I've just recently read about someone doing that where they've used the portrayal of a character. Oh, that's going to do my head in now. So basically, it would work out, I think the great-grandsons of this bloke who wrote a character is claiming to take them to court because they're basically using the character that...
Bram Stoker's Dracula, Stephen King's Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
No.
It's really weird. I'll have to look it up now. It just literally is this character that you can use apparently, but the character's motives or personalities change in 2 or 3 episodes, and this guy's used that, and now they're suing them because they're saying you don't have to main over that personality, which is really bizarre. It's like if you got the character, you should be able to use personality, but it's getting really crazy now when people are trying to say.
I think it's mental. It's mental when there's like 4th generations down, like still making money off someone else's fucking work, and like the estate more than anything, and it's just like, come on. Schwarzenegger. Night of the Living Dead.
So I might come off as a bit of an idiot here because I think I've ranted too long there. So the bad guy now, like obviously the one in the raincoat. How is he the bad guy?
He's brought him out of the
Surely
film.
that would be the actor.
No,
Did he bring him with him, did he?
he's brought him out of that Jack Slater 3. That's why he taps the film
Yeah,
can.
he went into the movie and brought him out. Yeah.
Ah, right, okay, that totally gets past.
Which is really cool because you think they're the two main characters. Now they team up at the end. Which, you know what I mean? You don't really think about that because Charles Dance does carry the film quite well, but bringing the Ripper back, you know what I mean? It's like a tag team against Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
You've brought me nothing but pain.
But you actually see the actor that plays Ripper as well, don't
Yeah.
you? Like minutes after you actually see Ripper, like everybody's kind of there. It's the same when they get Ian McKellen though, like his death when he comes out.
Yeah.
Because it's from the movie The Seventh Seal, which is a 57 movie, I think. But he wasn't actually death in that movie. It was somebody else.
Right. I just love how Jack Slater couldn't run across the cars because of the real world.
Yeah.
But he can still rip a car door off.
Skipping back.
Yeah, he can rip the fucking door off a car door. Like.
Don't hurt.
Yeah, but that's Arnie. Arnie will be able to do that, no problem.
Yeah. Did you see the video of Arnie getting drop kicked from like last year?
Oh yeah. I like the one with his donkey the best.
Way too many times.
Jason.
And the Argonauts. I love that though. I remember watching, looking at what was on the cinema in the paper. I know it's going to sound.
Well, there's the
really
Jack
old.
Slater.
Oh,
There
he
you
is.
are. Planet Hollywood. Look, Planet Hollywood sign though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here we go. Here comes the cameos to fuck.
Yeah, this is where like everybody appears. Yeah. But
So-
yeah.
I feel like I should.
Johnny
go
B.
there, but-
Bad.
There's Little Richard.
Little Richard.
Yeah.
I was convinced that Christian Slater was in this, but
You would imagine it, given the time frame.
cuts back to someone else. I wonder what film they filmed that on, because that must have been legit, red carpet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the because it's one of those cash in on the scenery.
Maybe that was what you're talking about. This was released a week before or something. They might have filmed this something for real.
I'm watching this with the subtitles on there, and the subtitles are fucked up. It's just said there, who's Schwarzenegger, who's Slater, and the line is no more Schwarzenegger, no more Slater. And they've put the subtitles as who. Like the subtitles are so fucked. Don't watch with subtitles, kids.
Oh, Planet Hollywood advertisement, of course.
Is that still up and running, Planet Hollywood?
No, I don't think.
Nah, I had a funny feeling it had been finished. I remember looking and thinking, I was one place I would have liked to have gone in its prime.
Here we go. Here's the Ripper, but like this is the actual character, and then the actor appears like in the following scene.
Yeah.
This can kill some people. Oh, it's Rick Duckerman's his agent, isn't he? Oh, he's Rick Duckerman, yeah.
Yeah.
There he is, out of clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
He died not long after. It's James Belushi, obviously a run back to what was it called again? Raw Deal, Red Heat.
Red Heat, yeah.
Cocaine that one.
Don't think I've seen that all the way through, you know.
The silence of disappointment.
There's this Total Recall poster in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can only see Schwarzenegger, but I know that's what it is.
But at this point, we can have that because we're back in the real world now, aren't we? It's not as though we're in the movie anymore.
Just see the blue face creeping in.
Yeah.
Damon Wayans and Chevy Chase.
Damon Wayans, Chevy Chase, huh?
Damon Wayans was up there. There's Van Damme.
Van Damme, of course.
Yeah. Van Damme, yeah.
With the Maya City. She's in quite a few things.
Which one? The confused one, the black one, or
the really short hair
The
one?
one who's talking, yeah. I've recognised her in some stuff. The lower balcony.
I've been joining one on this podcast is Batman, apparently.
Say
The
what?
Dark Knight franchise. Sounded like we're fucking goggling marbles there, mate.
Who, me?
Where is it?
Hey. Was that MC Hammer? No. Who was that who just stopped him there for the soundtrack?
I don't know. I missed that. I was too busy taking the piss out of your Batman voice.
I'm Batman. No, you're not.
Where is it?
I was expecting a few more cameos here, but there isn't really, is there?
Nah, not massively.
Van Damme, like, going back to Van Damme, that was an interesting cameo. Because you were talking, like, I would say he would have been making Time Cop at this era.
If you think about it, though, this movie is pretty much Expendables before we got the Expendables. Like, it's a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's a bunch of action people, like, appearing in it together, you know? Like, obviously not as main characters, but they're all still there.
That was one of the main stills used for that looking up shot. Now, this is quite good. Obviously, really well done in Back to the Future, the two people at once.
Yeah.
Get off me.
Get the hell up.
You brought me nothing but pain.
Yeah.
Oh, Jackie Chan stunned. Which is it, Rush Hour when he slides down the pole and gets nearly electrocuted? Or was that one of his other films?
I'm not sure.
I mean, that's really inventive as well, because at the end of the day, if you try and do a shot like that, you wouldn't see it walking up the stairs.
Yeah. You know, there's also a scene in this where somebody stops him and asks for his autograph and he signs it, but it was cut from the movie.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I guess it must be, yeah, he must actually sign it there, but that scene must have been cut.
Pretty creepy makeup, like. He looks like Buttface from Preacher.
He does, man. Yeah, great show. Do you know that Cassidy from Preacher was one of them, like, a member of the lead family in Emmerdale?
Oh, yeah, because he's in This Is England and stuff, that, isn't he? He's really, like,
Yeah,
he's done really well for himself.
One of the Dingles in Emmerdale, I can't remember which one, but... That inflatable as well, you know, he's got a cop badge in his hand that originally had dynamite in his hand, but because of the 93 bombings of the World Trade Center, they scrapped that.
It's a fucking big ass fucking sewing job, that, like, they fucking take an inflatable down like that and change it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That music cue there.
Yeah. Look at that evil dance as well, man. Boom, axe.
I'm dancing in the rain.
Should have probably got an electric shock there as well, like, but fair enough.
It's just a movie.
This is real life now, man. There we we go with the inlet 24,000 volts.
Zzz.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no conflict. There's no big final fight, is there? It's just...
The final thing is more to do with getting him back into the movie, isn't it? Because he obviously gets injured.
Yeah. And there was a Ripper action figure as well, though, wasn't there?
I don't know.
I'll have to send you pictures of me Jack Slater hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
God, I mean, that is the real life, but being able to hang on like that, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
We've already seen that with Mr. Farty Pants before. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Nah.
I mean, he's not even gripping onto us.
See, now I'm going to say he's literally just let go of that there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's no Predator 2 in the alley, that's for sure. Come on, let's get out of here.
I'll catch you. Come on.
Imagine if he did drop and that was the end of the movie. Oh. Like,
Yeah.
What? Arnie's version of Cliffhanger.
aye.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some technique, that, like.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I mean, the sound effect as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I must be fucking pouring down all the time for them, like.
It's one of those scenes where you think they're definitely freezing, like, it's always cold water.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Benedict's back. There's another different eye. It is every scene, is why he hasn't got his shades on. Yeah, I think this is a hard movie to do commentary on because it's such a good movie, and like if you blink, you'll miss something. Like,
I'd say comedies is just like it's. I mean, going back to the extra features, there's fucking no extra features on the DVD Blu-ray.
it's a Freddy Krueger reference and even a Hitler reference
King Kong.
for all the Nazis out there.
The bad guys can win.
Yeah, great line.
I mean, you can see this design being for fucking Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, the whole Bond thing.
Because Timothy Dalton was the bad guy in The Rocketeer, so he was taking them kind of jobs at that time. You guys seen The Rocketeer? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah. Boom.
Carl, you
Sorry,
alive?
watching that.
I'm still alive. I said, yeah, I've seen it recently.
Alright, so, yeah.
Yeah, I could see it on Disney Plus, so I was like, oh, haven't seen that for a while.
Disney Plus has fucked me over. I can't unsubscribe from that now. Like
Yeah.
legitimately, like I don't know how to do it. I've went onto my Google thing, which is where like I pay through, and it's saying I haven't got a membership when I have, and they're still taking money on my bank account, but I can't. There's no option for us to unsubscribe.
Oh, you can't undo the mouse. Once Mickey gets you, he's got you.
Yeah, he's completely got his. They got my balls in a fucking vice here, like.
Can you not just cancel a direct debit?
No, because I pay through PayPal, and you can't do that on PayPal.
Ah, right.
Shot in the eye.
Yeah, boom, explosion.
I would have had him going off the roof. I would have had the ticket getting ripped another time, right? And I would have had him going off the roof. Or saying that, the fucking ticket's falling down here anyway.
Yeah.
And I would have had him, like, left it open for a sequel.
Yeah.
True, yeah, that would have worked quite nicely.
There we go. This is the whole death scene I was talking about.
But again, though, at the time, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey had done the whole death thing to bits. It's a weird one for them to... Unless they just wanted to show that effect, which is essentially an advert for
Look
Universal
at that, look
Studios.
at that 3D, man. How cool is that? Imagine making that theatre.
3D literally has never been that good.
Yeah.
Din din. That's I'm sure that the guy there is Mario Van Peebles' dad.
Possibly.
Can someone IMDb that? Put Van Peebles in. Van Peebles. I'm sure that's his dad.
Van who?
Van Peebles.
I've got no idea who the fuck that is.
Mario Van Peebles, the director of New Jack City, his dad. So it's Van P B L E S.
I'm going on full cast and crew now. Who did you think it was? Like the black and the ambulance?
Aye.
That's who you thought it was. So. Yeah, let's have a look then. Okay, he should be one of the last.
I love it how he's just touched him who's smoking a cigarette. Is he going to drop down dead in the background? I mean, that's essentially the reference he's just left. Yep, he is. You're right at the bottom of the list now, are you?
I'm in like the undirected section now, so I'm just scrolling back through.
I'm telling you, it was like... Even I'm going to set up my laptop and have a look.
I can't see anything for him, like.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Now we can.
Alright, I literally just said like 4 times, it definitely is him.
Oh, it is him! I wonder why you're fucking quiet.
And nobody's answering. And you're sitting there going, no, I'm going to check my laptop and have a look at it again.
We can hear you now.
I didn't hear any of that, like.
No.
Do you know what we were saying before about Bridget Wilson? She was in House on Haunted Hill, the 99 movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, you said that. You can picture her on the box.
Yeah.
The size of that fucking
She was
thing.
also in I Know What You Did Last Summer as well, apparently. I don't remember her being in that.
That's one film. That's one film that is like. I mean, you can still walk in the shops and pick up Scream and all that, but that's one film that seems to have just disappeared because even like Jack Black's in the sequel. What was it? I still know what you did last summer, and I will always know what you did last summer.
Yeah.
Was there not 3 sequels? Is there not 4? There actually been a 4th one up.
I think it might have been a 4th one, but I think it might have come much later. I think it did like 3 pretty close back to back, and then the 4th one I think it was like a really like almost a reboot.
Oh, since we're talking about Kevin Williams, who obviously directed them, or Kevin Williamson, Faculty, Robert Patrick, and that he was really good in that as well.
Right. Yeah.
Going back to the Ian McKellen meet when I met him in Newcastle when he was doing the stage performance with Patrick Stewart.
That last year?
No, that was 2016.
Oh, okay.
He did do one last year, I think, but I'd already met him and like I didn't want to go through the hassle. I've got a Lord of the Rings tattoo and I asked him to sign that, but he hates tattoos.
Oh, really?
He said for that reason. He said he appreciated the artwork, but he said he wouldn't sign based on that.
What, you got like Gandalf? Aye.
I got like a picture of him. I got like an autograph on something else. So
I didn't know he was gay.
really,
Yeah. I haven't got very good gaydar.
I mean, he's been out for like forever though. He's like a really like well-known member of the LGBT community. Like,
Well, again, I guess that was because he's open and honest about it. I just haven't thought about it, you know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
I didn't realise Joel Schumacher was gay until Carl was on about apparently sleeping with 20,000 people that I had to cut out of one of my other videos the other day.
Yeah, I listened to that on Fat Man Beyond where they were talking about it.
Yeah.
And they said like he would have had to sleep with like a person every day of the week or one day. So like he would have had to have sex with somebody every day, and he got like one day off a week. Like, and that was from the age of like 20 to his death.
But is that not like, because obviously, given back to the fact that like in the early 90s, obviously there was just massive, well, not just 90s, I suppose, could be still to this day, but like there was proper massive gay orgies going on in Hollywood and stuff like that.
But again, though, it's like just because he's been in an orgy with somebody doesn't mean he's slept with them. Like he would have had to like shove it into every gay guy in the orgy, wouldn't he? Like for this to count. And again, Mason, you're probably gonna have to edit this because we're back on the Joel Schumacher thing.
I can't edit it. It's a live podcast, you dirty.
Oh well.
Live.
Let's just go back to the movie.
No, hey, look!
Yeah.
The cat. The animated cat.
The animated cat saved us.
Yeah. Danny DeVito in American Hero, like it's fine. I can make all the jokes about wrestlers being like pedophiles and Michael Jackson and all that type of stuff because there's a damn animated cat in the movie. That's fine.
Even Schwarzenegger drives it home a little bit here. You know what I mean? He's not missing a beat much. That looks fucking like the composite behind him though, not looking very good. Especially when it's going from Schwarzenegger on marble to him. It's like the colour on the kid isn't very good there.
Nah, you just green screen in it.
Yeah.
I mean, how weird. 1993, I suppose. It's not awful. I wouldn't say like it's. I mean, I think there's still like worse CGI in the last 10 years.
Oh
That
yeah.
could beat that scene.
What, like them damn sea vampires?
See, you even had the line there. You had the line there for a sequel where he's like, "Oh, I'm scared I'm never going to get to see you again." He says, "Oh, whoever thinks that is making a big mistake," and like that could have been like,
Yeah, it's a little known.
But we are living in a world where Austin O'Brien, who isn't obviously acting anymore based on his work, could easily get a phone call and say,
"Yeah,
I want you to come back just for." It wouldn't be like maybe I don't even know if you could call it like a Netflix attempt. You know, maybe not take it to the cinema, maybe take it to streaming. And I feel like you could get away with a lot more if you do that, and it's not going to cost nearly as much because I feel like they would just have to play on the parody aspect of things. They don't have to make it an $85 million budget.
Even if it costs all the money, like the studios have that money now. Like Netflix has a big money dick, and Disney's got an even bigger money dick. You know, so like
But the good thing is, I don't know if there's enough people coming to see Last Action Hero 2. I feel like if you do it sensibly, I don't think you're going to get as many people saying, "Oh, I'm going to sign up with Netflix just so I can see that."
I'd watch that shit 1,000,001 times. You know, like fucking, it'd be awesome. I love the sweatless Martin Gallery's in a movie. Like it's because it's in the script. You know what else? Shut up. He's breaking the fourth wall.
Oh yes, still out there.
I can't hear that phrase or say that phrase without thinking of the infamous 2011 pipe bomb.
Oh God!
I'm breaking the fourth wall. Hey, Colton, how you doing?
You and that 2-0 hero.
I like to think this company will be better after Vince McMahon's dead, but the fact is it's going to get taken over by his idiotic daughter and his stupid son-in-law and the rest of his stupid family.
Do you go to bed saying that in your prayers before you go to sleep?
I don't pray. I don't believe in fictional characters.
Oh, so why you believe in CM Punk?
Oh, we have an atheist. Oh.
That's a nice sunset.
Just so you know as well. Just so I
What a way to end it.
Yeah. Well, just so I don't come across as a dick here, right? When I say fuck religion, I'm talking all religion. Okay.
All right, calm down. Everyone's like, I mean, the end of the day, I mean, you wouldn't be on the podcast if I didn't think you had a heart of gold somewhere down in your shattered life.
Mate, my heart's as black and fucking dead it could be.
Your heart is as dead as CM Punk's UFC career.
Like, I'll say what I was going to say until I'm off the podcast. Like, because I was going to go extremely offensive there.
Now, it's a bit
interesting. It's an interesting
end credit. Yeah, it is. Colour, different places.
Like it's weird.
And the fact that it went starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't even fucking know it was starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. We would have got that.
So that's who it was.
Introduction. Hang on a minute.
Introducing. So.
Lawnmower Man was before this, wasn't it?
It was, according to IMDb, yeah.
But did anyone watch Lawnmower Man when it first came out?
But you can't put. You can't put.
I'm not shitting on it. I love it, but I'm just saying I don't know what it was received.
You can't say introducing somebody after they've been in a fucking film.
Unless, hang on, just because it made Lawnmower Man first, that doesn't necessarily mean it came out first. Like it could have came out after this, you know. So.
Well, I think there's only one way to find out, isn't there?
IMDb.
Yeah.
So basically, something we do, Sluggy, at the end of this, of every podcast. Paul's not here to give us we do a rating out of 10, and Paul Ray. It's Paul Ray's thing.
Does Paul do that because it's a rating? Is that why Paul Ray does it?
Well, he came up with it. I'm not messing around with Paul Ray. I don't want to get a fucking cease and desist order from him.
Wait. Just with it being like Paul Ray, I thought it was like Paul Rating.
No, we're Paul Rating. Paul Ratings. He normally, I'm going to name them, so it's going to be how many golden tickets out of 10 would you give it? Carl.
Golden tickets out of 10. After rewatching it for the first time in a long time, I would say that it sits comfortably at a 7 gold tickets out of 10. It still delivers. You can still take it for what it's worth. There is obviously, for date-wise, it hasn't aged well in some respect, so I feel like it can be kind of chipped away a little bit for that. But I reckon a 7 out of 10 gold tickets is I think it's a generous one, yeah.
I would agree with 7 actually, because again, as I say, nostalgia-wise, it's really good. I would say it sort of drags a little bit. The cameos are great for when it was done. I think Schwarzenegger fucking owns it. I don't think anyone else could have carried it off. John McTiernan got 2 assistants, so has Arnold Schwarzenegger. Again, I would agree with you. I don't think some of the special effects have aged that well, especially just that end bit with Austin, the back wall behind him. I know it's just a movie, but again, if it doesn't work, don't do it. It's as simple as.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a shame that in its evolution of formats, it's lost its original artwork, which I think was iconic as fuck for the movie. And it's just a shame that it has been released stripped bare, no additional features. So yeah, definitely.
And you know, a film like this has got a lot of stuff behind the scenes going on.
Oh God, I mean, even in retrospect, you know what I mean? Because like now you could sit down, especially like in lockdown. This is what we talked about before. If like someone was like, right, let's bring this out. Everyone's in lockdown, right? Sylvester Stallone, what do you think about your cameo in Last Action Hero? Record, editing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that can be done. Like even like an audio commentary. Arnold Schwarzenegger is absolutely brilliant on the Total Recall commentary, and he hasn't revisited this, especially John McTiernan, because they could have talked about the Predator between two. So yeah, how many gold tickets out of 10 for you, Mr. Johnson?
I would go with 9. Like I think it's an almost perfect movie.
An almost perfect movie.
Everyone has their own opinions.
No, like this is how good I think this is. Right, I've still got the VHS copy of this that you.
Cameos. It must be MC Hammer because it says Hammer.
Yeah,
Hammer time.
So, when I left my previous place of employment, I'll say that.
Yeah.
You give me 2 VHSs. One was this, the other was the Goonies.
I wonder where that VHS was.
Oh,
Yeah.
not being funny, like, but you've literally got a VHS copy of the Goonies. Nah.
Somewhere I have.
You're not,
I know.
you're not worthy, mate. I'm sorry, but you're not worthy.
Well, Scotty, you're not worthy, Chan. Like.
I mean,
That's all I'm gonna say.
I did try, I mean, get the soundtrack on compact discs and cassettes. So what's
So just to give you the heads up before we finish up, I would like to add in that, just for the sake of argument, the Lawnmower Man was released in the UK on the 5th of June in 1992. Whereas Last Action Hero was released on the 30th of July 1993. So I'm with you on the whole, it shouldn't really be saying introducing, as he's already been introduced to a pretty, I would say, well-known film, but I would say it's a well-known film, Lawnmower Man.
There you go, Sluggy Twilight theme zone.
Twilight Zone theme. I've just seen it, courtesy of CBS.
So yeah, filmed in Panavision, sorry, fuck well. California, California. Fucking hell, they literally took over California.
They did, didn't they? Fire department, police department.
Blockbuster
John
Video.
and Stanley, whoever the fuck they are.
Total Recall, copyrighted.
Blockbusters.
Look at that.
Wow.
Terminator, it's like.
There's your Humphrey Bogart thing, Carton,
Hamlet,
Warner Brothers, Terminator 2, Twilight Zone.
I did see The Seventh Seal, but I didn't know if that was a real thing. It was one of the films that was being shown, The Seventh Seal. Never heard of it.
Yeah. That was that thing with Ian McKellen where he comes out as death. That's
Is that what it
movie.
was? Is it? Seventh
Yeah.
Seal?
But like I say, in real life, it wasn't Ian McKellen that was death in that movie, it was somebody else.
It was interesting there as well, though, because he was credited as Sir Ian McKellen even back then, you know what I mean? So he's done his time even before then.
You'd be a bit pissed off, wouldn't you? The guy who actually played him in the film say, "What? I didn't get a fucking phone call." Unless you turned it down, maybe.
Well, maybe dead.
Yeah, possibilities, but yeah.
Right.
I don't like to assume that everyone's dead.
So, unless you guys have got any more parting words, this is the end of the podcast. It's been great to have Sluggy. I think you've done a great job, to be honest with you.
Yeah, to the clan.
We've had to wind you down at certain points because you know what I mean. You're like a Duracell bunny, like.
I go off on a tangent and like, yeah.
But no, thanks everyone for listening. Goodbye for now.
Ciao.
Goodbye, David.
Is this it? Like, I mean,
This is the end of the pod. Like when you say goodbye, that'll be the end of the podcast. We will still.
I want to say, right? I've got one last thing I want to say.
What is on for the podcast or in between us?
No, like on the podcast.
All right.
I'm going to leave everybody with a message that I like. So just a little thing to take with a grain of salt here, right? You don't have to have superpowers, right? To be a Wonder Woman or a Superman. Just don't be a dick. Goodbye.
Goodbye for now. I thought you were going to go,
Bye.
it's clobbering time. It's a bit late for that.
It's clobbering time.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now.